to understand that the success of this technology relies on 5 pillars: choosing the right team, the right patient, the right eye, the right measurement, and the right IOL. And before taking off, we need to choose the right timing and the right team. So first of all, any surgeon starting this premium journey need to be able to perform a smooth, complication-free phaco procedure with a predictable and consistent refractive outcome, aiming for emetropia. He need to invest in modern diagnosing platform, and he need to be surrounded by trained, well-trained and aligned team speaking the same language. And before focusing into the eye, let's choose the right patient. The aim is to match the lens strategy with the patient mindset and not just the anatomy. So we need to check if the patient is adaptable or perfectionist, if he is motivated enough, and we need to ask the right question to have the right answer, such as which glasses bother you the most, or are you ready for compromises clearly. We need to discuss night driving, dysphotopsia tolerance before going further. But we have some real world issues, and sometimes the patient himself doesn't know what he wants. He just do it instinctively without knowing whether he's holding his phone at 30 centimeter, 40 or more. And here come the role of some tools that can help us, like the Viver monitor, that can give us objectively the visual behavior of our patient. This dispositive can be worn by the patient on his glasses. It can be worn for testing period, at least 4 days, 2 weekdays and 2 weekend days. And he combines data from the patient behavior, giving us the objective measurements. He gives us a record with the working distance, the ambient lighting condition, and it guides us to understand patient daily life and tailor IOL selection. As we can see here, the report can be like this. This patient, for example, will have the main work here, the peak here is in 66 centimeter, and another peak here above 2 meters. So, and with very low near activity. So you agree with me that this patient will not be happy with a trifocal technology. And this is objective, that doesn't depend on his own self-assessment. Some occupations are less suited for trifocal technology, especially those requiring high visual demands or needing strong contrast sensitivity or night vision. We need to avoid information turbulence and overloading the patient with so many technical information. Instead, we need to set clear and realistic expectation. We need to explain that this technology is not about perfection, but about compromise the patient will take and give. And we need to explain also that neural adaptation is a process that can take time. Gender matters, and ladies seems to be, as always, more tolerable to this technology, and they value the near spectacle independence. From the refractive point of view, the low myope are the most difficult to satisfy because they lose their near comfort. High myope need to be avoided also because we can have inaccurate biometry or some subtle macular changes that can evolve over time. Same for high hyperope. They need to be avoided because of the inaccuracy of biometry. And another cause is the big impact of the effective lens position on a high-powered IOL. In contrast, the mild hyperopes are mostly satisfied. Checklist here, green light if we have highly motivated patient, understanding compromise, and turbulence ahead if we try to convince about this technology, if we guarantee total spectacle independence, or if we propose this technology for emetrope or low myopes. Well, let's focus into the eye. We need to have a normal slit lamp exam with a special focus on the ocular surface because dry eye is the #1 hidden enemy of this technology. It can lead to a power shift to up to 0.5 diopter. So it must be aggressively treated before any treatment. We need also to have a normal fundus exam, green light if we had a normal exam with a normal OCT, and turbulence ahead if we include any corneal dystrophy, any macular or optical nerve abnormalities, or if we measure or operate before treating the ocular surface. The pupil matters, shape and size. We need to choose patient with perfectly round, well-centered pupil. Severe miosis will suffer from bad near vision, and large pupil will have halos and glare. Ideally, the photopic pupil needs to be less than 3.5 mm and mesopic pupil less than 0.5 mm. 5 mm, sorry. Well, people with the large angle kappa, unlike those with the small angle kappa, have their visual axis that's cross the edge of the first diffractive ring, causing dysphotopsia. But today, a newer premium IOL design are more forgiving, and we can reach good results with people with around 0.7 or 0.8 mm for angle kappa. Green light, if we consider the angle kappa, especially in diffractive design, if we do EDOF, if large angle kappa, turbulence head, if we have a mesopic pupil more than 5 mm and a pupil offset more than 0.5 mm. Well, it is very important to know that our measurements are only as good as our ability to get them right and to know what they mean. We will need an accurate biometry, a right formula, an optimized A constant, and a proper astigmatism management to reach success of this technology. Today, the optical biometry is the standard. There is no room for the ultrasound scan. We need to have a visual validation for the axial length before going further, and we need to screen subtle macular changes. Another advantages for the sweep-sourced OCT is that it can penetrate through dense tissues, give us corneal and lens thickness. It provides us also measures of the posterior corneal cylinder. It gives us three telecentric zone of keratometry, and it provides us also the Cheng warning code, which is the equivalent of the angle kappa on the OCT IOL master. Moreover, we need to look at the shape of those spot reflection pattern. And if we have like this fishtail shape, it may signal a dry eye. So don't rely and don't trust blindly those readings. We need to recheck after treating the ocular surface. We need also to check always both eyes, and any difference in axial length more than 0.3 mm or in keratometry or IOL power more than 1 diopter are red flags, and the measurement need to be rechecked. We obviously move through the fourth generation formula because they are more accurate and they are adaptable to all types of eyes. Every surgeon moving into this premium journey needs to have his optimized A constant. And today we have no excuse. We have many free platforms like iolcon.org, which is compatible with any device and any IOL, and it provides us the A constant at a glance. Astigmatism doesn't match with the trifocal technology at all. Every astigmatism more than 1.25 diopter need to be managed, and we need to include the posterior astigmatism as well. Topography is a must because the same magnitude of astigmatism can be related to all those distinct patterns that you are seeing here. So it needs to be done. This technology generates aberrations, so we need to choose eyes with less aberration possible, especially spherical aberration less than 0.27, coma less than 0.33, and areas of high order aberration less than 0.3 micron. My final thought for you today is remember always that in premium IOL, it is better to miss a candidate than to deal with a post-op regrets. So we need to perform an exhaustive preoperative assessment. And we must first choose the right patient to offer him the right lens, subject that will be brilliantly treated by my friend Dr. Safwan in the coming lecture. Thank you.